Hello and welcome back to another episode of my weekly market overview. It's the 25th of May 2026, Bank Holiday Monday here in England. It's boiling hot, it's sweltering outside. The kitchen where I normally record, it's like a sauna in there, so I decided to do the video in a different room. Let's get on with it. Okay, so this video shouldn't take too long. We haven't got any trades to go over from last week because I didn't take any. So it was a bit of a weird week for me. My schedule was a bit all over the place and I was busy in the evenings, specifically in the afternoons and the evenings, specifically when the US 4-hour candle closes around UK time 6 p.m, which is about halfway through the US session. And I was busy, which is when I look for entries, and I was busy towards the end of the day as well. Market close around 8-9 p.m. So I just didn't get the chance to look at trades, look at any opportunities and do my usual screening process throughout the week because it was just such a mixed and busy week this week for me. So I'm back in the routine this week, so I expect to get back on form. Last week, I'm not too worried. I didn't take any trades. I think it was a 7 or 8 hour trade on Cisco, which was absolutely fantastic. So I'm not feeling too bad about sitting out from the markets for a week. If anything, I enjoyed just having a break and just doing what I needed to do outside of trading and not having to worry about the charts. Having that big win in the bag obviously helped me deal with that. So yeah, here we are. Let's get straight into looking at what potential opportunities there are for the week ahead. As always, I like to start off with the tech sector. It's my favorite sector of the stock market. It's where all the big stocks are, the market leaders, the huge, ridiculous market cap stocks are, and it's where most of the volume is within the stock market. So let's start with AMD. Now, this is a fantastic looking chart. It's currently done a huge pullback and it has started a continuation. It's currently on 52-week highs at the minute as well. I'm looking for a pullback and a continuation. As I said, I missed this entry last week, but it didn't quite break the previous high. So I'm not sure I would have entered here because the risk to reward would have been a little bit off. It's still a beautiful chart. AMD is a big asset that we like to keep a track of because it's one of the ones that moves really nicely. If you look at this price action here, also we can clearly see it's outperforming the tech sector and it's outperforming the S&P 500 on a whole. It looks fantastic on a weekly chart, if anything parabolic. So potentially due a pullback at some point, but at the moment it's moving to the upside. AMD is one to watch. ON Semiconductor, I'm sure this one has previewed before in my videos. This is another chart that looks really similar to the big semiconductor stocks like Nvidia and AMD. It always has these big, huge impulsive moves to the upside, nice pullbacks, consolidations around the 20 moving average. This one might be a potential move for this week, so I'll be keeping a very close eye on this one. It's currently right near 52-week highs as well. So yeah, fantastic looking chart, one I'll be tracking closely. Texas Instruments, I really like the way this is getting tight around the 20 moving average and it's just putting a 52-week high. I might be looking to put a stop order around this level on Tuesday morning, so I'll be keeping a close eye on Texas Instruments. Applied Materials, this is an asset that passed my screening process this week because it had put in 52-week highs earlier in the week. It's currently done a pullback and looks like it's doing a continuation, but honestly, this is quite a choppy chart. Not my favorite of the bunch, but I track it because it keeps showing up on my screening process. Keep an eye on it. But the price action back here was a little bit on the smooth side, but currently it is choppy, so probably not looking to put any trades on this one. Seagate Technology, now this is one that I've really found painful to watch go without me because I'm quite new to trading stocks, and if you go back and look at historically how Seagate has performed, especially in the last several months, it's just a phenomenal asset. I wish I was in it months ago, a couple of years ago. It would have been great back-to-back opportunities on this one. But it is what it is. We look at what we've got at the moment and we have got some fantastic moves. It's currently done quite a deep pullback and it looks like it's trying to make 52-week highs. The risk to reward isn't quite there for me. So this price action, although it looks really nice, I'm going to sit out on this one and just wait for a tighter consolidation around the 20 moving average. And then I'll be looking for entries on Seagate. This is VRSN. This is a really nice looking stock. It just glides along the 20 moving average really smoothly. It's a beautiful looking asset. Looking for a little pullback near the 20 moving average, and this one could be potentially fantastic for longs. It has spent a period of time not quite outperforming the tech sector though. That's something to be mindful of. So this one has potential to start outperforming the tech sector overall and putting in some new high highs. This is one I'll be tracking as well. Next, we move on to the consumer discretionary sector. There's a couple of stocks in here, or 3 stocks in here, that just wanted to give a special mention. Ford being the first one. Now, I am definitely not looking to trade this one. I just wanted to show you this chart. It's putting this parabolic move to the upside, pulled back, and this continuation. Not quite sure what's going on with Ford at the minute as a company. Obviously, something significant is going on because this is a big price action. If we get some slightly tighter price action where it consolidates around the 20 moving average, then I might be looking for potential buys on it. But at the moment, it's way too choppy for me. Just a super cool looking chart with some really big moves. Next, we have eBay. Now, I think there's been some merger / takeover talks with eBay. I'm not completely tuned in with what's going on with this stock, but I just know there are some headlines around it. This is a fantastic looking stock. It's been making nice, consistent higher highs and higher lows. It's making some really smooth, clean price action. So if we get a pullback to the 20 moving average and breaks of these highs here, I'll be looking for continuations, potential buys on this one. It's also worth mentioning that it's really nicely outperforming the consumer discretionary ETF, and it's also outperforming the S&P 500. So it is a market leader. It's a really strong stock. I'll be watching this one closely as well. Marriot International gets a super quick mention. It keeps flagging up on my screener process because it's putting in 52-week highs, and it's very close to 52-week highs. It's not a nice looking stock, if you ask me personally. It's way too choppy for me to be able to trade this. It's not really outperforming the consumer discretionary ETF, and it's certainly not outperforming the S&P 500. So it's not an attractive looking chart and setup for me at all. I won't be looking to put any trades on this one, but it just keeps flagging up. I just wanted to show you, I show you a lot of good ones. The kind of stuff I look at is also important. I think that I show you what I don't like. And this is what I don't like. This is way too choppy for me. Next, we have Coca-Cola. Now, this is a nice looking stock at the minute. The chart looks really nice with this recent price action. I'm pretty sure this is 52-week highs and potentially all-time highs. It's quite strong looking at the moment, Coca-Cola. It's outperforming the consumer defensive ETF at the minute, which is always nice to see. It's not quite outperforming the S&P 500. So it's not what I would call a market leader, but it is a strong stock within a strong sector. So from that perspective, it does look nice. And if it makes new highs, which it potentially could do in the next few days, a week or two, I might be looking for potential longs on this stock just because it looks fantastic. Quick mention around Monster Energy. Now, historically, this is a stock that puts in some pretty nice price action. If we just look at this move by itself, it just put in really nice, clean, high highs and high lows for significant periods of time. It was riding the 20 moving average, which is something that I personally really like to see. More recently, it has been really choppy. It's done this big pullback and it's done this big parabolic move to the upside, probably caused by earnings. It is riding the 20 moving average and it's consolidating. Would I be looking for a break of highs? I'm not sure. This is not typically the kind of chart I like to trade. My charts that I like to trade look like this, not like this. This is way too aggressive, volatile and choppy. But let's see if it starts putting in potential higher highs. I will be tracking Monster Energy because historically it does trend nicely. Philip Morris is an asset I believe I mentioned in last week's video. The tobacco industry specifically has been doing really well last week or two. I'm not sure why that is, but it is what it is. Philip Morris is putting a big push to the upside, 52-week highs. It's currently consolidated and squeezing the 20 moving average. If we get new highs in the next week or so, then potentially long positions on Philip Morris. It's not a sector that I typically trade. Defensive stocks are generally considered quite slow and boring in my books, certainly. But this price action is fantastic, and for whatever reason the tobacco sector is moving really strongly. Next we move on to the finance sector, which at the moment is giving me 2 stocks to look at closely. The first one is Goldman Sachs. This one is currently at 52-week highs and I believe all-time highs as well. It is putting in some really nice clean price action, reasonably consistent high highs and high lows. At the moment it is very extended, so I need this one to pull back and hopefully consolidate around the 20 moving average, and then I'll be looking for potential longs. Goldman Sachs stock looks really nice at the minute. Next, within the finance sector, we have State Street Corporation. This one has put in this parabolic to move to the upside, potentially fueled by earnings, and it has consolidated quite tightly around the 20 moving average. I'm not sure what this one's up to, but if it breaks this level here, could be a really nice long position with a really decent risk to reward ratio, quite tight, which is what I like to see. So yeah, this chart isn't typically what I like to see. I'm looking for the more textbook high highs and high lows. This one has been consolidating for a prolonged period of time, but it is at 52-week highs. It is at all-time highs, and it is riding the 20 moving average. So another one to watch. There is one stock within healthcare that I really wanted to mention in this video, and that is CNC, Centene Corporation. This is a managed healthcare type company, and it's putting this huge parabolic move to the upside, and it's exactly as I like to see, consolidating and getting quite tight around the 20 moving average. Now, it did put in this high and then pulled back. So if we get a break of this level, could be potential long positions on this healthcare stock. Not a lot of the healthcare sector at the minute is moving to the upside. So this does seem like an anomaly. This one and United Healthcare is another one that is doing similar price action, but I'll keep an eye on it, see what kind of price action it presents. If it breaks highs, potential longs. The energy sector next. Now, a few weeks ago, I did take a small handful of trades in the energy sector. I think ConocoPhillips and BP come to mind. There might have been another one in that. The energy sector is quite volatile just based on the fact that oil prices are up one day, down the next day, and depending on what's going on in Iran and Strait of Hormuz. I've been reluctant to pull the trigger on trades within the energy sector just because of the crazy stuff going on. Like, for example, at the minute, I've got 4, 5, 6 stocks within the energy sector that look really nice. SLB, KMI, WMB, OKE and TRGP. All of these, I mean, look at TRGP. This is Targa Resource. This is putting a parabolic move to the upside. It's consolidating. But the headlines this weekend are that oil prices are sliding to the downside, which would potentially negatively affect these stocks. If an opportunity presents, I will weigh it up at the time, but all of these are at 52-week highs or very close to 52-week highs. This one has put in a new high at the minute. KMI, it's pulled back to the 20 moving average. WMB is really similar, new highs, pull back, absolutely fantastic. And OKE looks really nice. So I think we've got some really nice opportunities in the energy sector, and I think I need to cut out the noise and focus on the technicals. Last but not least, we'll take a quick look at a few stocks within the industrial sector. First of all, CSX. I mentioned this one, I think at least in one video last week or the week before. This has been putting in some really nice bullish price action. The railroad industry, for whatever reason, is very bullish at the minute, exceptionally outperforming the general industrials ETF. So it's a really nice stock, really nice clean price action. FedEx is worthy of a mention. Now, this is another stock that has historically puts in really nice clean price action. When it trends beautifully. You can get some really nice moves off this one. I've spent a lot of time going back and look at this one historically, and it does do periods like this where it just puts in clean price action. At the moment, it's choppy as heck, but it is very close to 52-week highs. So what I would do is I'll wait to see if it breaks out of this consolidation area and starts putting in price action that looks more like this. If it does that, then FedEx is great for long positions. At the minute, it's too choppy for me, but still a great stock historically. Last but not least, we've got Generac Holdings. This is GNRC within the industrial sector. This is like a electrical manufacturer. This has put in a big parabolic move to the upside, but it's way too choppy for me. It's flagged several times in my screening process because it has been putting in 52-week highs recently. So yeah, for me, not the best looking stock at the minute. So this one will probably get deleted from the watch list. It's way too choppy for me, but just wanted to show what another bad one or a not so pretty one looks like. That's it for this week. Spent a week away from the charts because of routine being a mess. I've actually enjoyed the break. This week I'm looking to, although it's a short week for me, it's bank holiday Monday today, then we've got 4 days to look for opportunities. I don't typically look for opportunities on a Friday. So yeah, ultimately it's a short week. We'll see what's out there. The energy sector is moving like really nicely, and there's a lot of market leaders out there, and I've shown a handful of them today. So yeah, we need to get back on track and try and pull the trigger on at least 1 or 2 trades this week and see what kind of result we get. So yeah, thanks for joining me on this video, and I'll catch you on the next one.